I'll assume that you're familiar with statistical hypothesis tests and how they're applied in VSP. If not, please watch the video SH100 before continuing. I will also assume that you've already gone through the sampling design process using the MARSSIM WRS test and have sample results ready to test. If not, refer to video SR310. The MARSSIM Wilcoxon Rank Sum, or WRS test, is a two-sample test that compares the distribution of a set of measurements in a survey unit to that of a set of measurements in a reference or background area. The MARSSIM WRS test is used to test whether the true median in a survey unit population is greater than the true median in a reference area population. For more information about the appropriate use of this test, refer to the MARSSIM manual at the website displayed below. In this video, I'll show you how to use VSP to test your sample results using the MARSSIM WRS test. If you have your VSP project file open that contains your MARSSIM WRS test design, just use the Last Design button on the main toolbar to bring back the MARSSIM WRS test design dialog. If you don't have that VSP design file, you can still do the analysis. Just start with a blank project and go to Sampling Goals, Compare Average to Reference Average. To access the MARSSIM WRS test, choose that you cannot assume the data will be normally distributed. The only two parameters that you need for the analysis are the confidence of 95% and our action level of 5 units. Note, these are not default values. They're the specific values we used in our specific design. For a different design, your values will be different. I'll switch to the Data Analysis tab. I've copied my sample results to the clipboard, so on the Data Entry tab, I'll just click the Paste button. For two sample tests, your data need to have a set column in addition to the value column. The values for the reference area need to have an R in the set column. The values for the survey unit need to have an S in the set column. If you have multiple survey units, they need to be named S1, S2, etc. My data had the correct column headers, so VSP knows what they are. I just have to click OK. VSP tells me that it successfully processed 107 rows of data. There were 53 rows of site data, 53 rows of reference data, and one header row. Click OK to dismiss the message. Now I'll look at the summary statistics. I'll look at the reference area data first. The standard deviation is close to what I expected in the design phase, which was 3. The median is 4.3. Now I'll look at the survey unit 1 data. The median is 9.2, so the difference between the medians is 4.9. Since the difference of medians is less than my action level of 5, can I therefore conclude my site is clean? No. These are the medians of the samples we took. The real medians of the entire sites are not known. It's the difference of real site medians that has to be compared against the action level. The statistical test takes our sample results and determines if we can confidently conclude that the difference of real site medians is below the action level, while accounting for the uncertainty in our estimates. The Test tab gives us the answer. There's a test to see if the data are normally distributed, although since we're using the MARSSIM WRS test, it's okay if the data are not normally distributed. The important test for us is the MARSSIM WRS test. It says there's not enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis that the site is dirty. We have to conclude, therefore, the site is dirty. In other words, we're not 95% confident that the difference between the true site median and the true reference median is less than 5 units.